Please take seats, delegates. The House shall now come to order. Dear delegates and honorable guests, welcome to the closing ceremony of Budapest International Model United Nations 2025. Today, we gather here to celebrate our tireless effort to global peace and prosperity.
It is with deep appreciation that we thank all participants, distinguished speakers, and the entire team behind BIMUN 2025 for their dedication and enthusiasm. Your commitment has truly made this conference an unforgettable experience.
To formally begin our closing proceedings, we are honored to invite Her Excellency Ms. Petra Sipos, our Deputy Secretary General, to give her closing remarks. Excellency, the floor is yours.
Honorable Secretary General, Honorable Project Manager, Assistant Project Manager, Honorable Professional Team, and Presidents of the General Assembly. Dear organizers, teachers, staff, and most importantly, dear delegates. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you here at the closing ceremony of Budapest International Model United Nations 2025. I truly cannot believe that these past 5 days have moved by so quickly. Walking through the committee rooms and during the socials, it gave me immense joy to see all of you practice advocacy, forge lasting connections, conquer your fears, just like our Secretary General said in her opening statements. And while doing that, all I could think of is how incredibly lucky we are to share something so precious, a kind of unspoken connection, a bond that is forged by this event. Lately, I've often found myself needing to explain what BIMUN is to outsiders, tell them why it is so important to me and this wonderful community. However, to my surprise, I always felt like, however hard I tried, there's just no way into putting into words the moments of electricity and passion that surrounds each second of these past 5 days. I'm extremely grateful that we could feel this conference together through all its joys and hardships, and that our memories will echo on for many years to come. Thank you, delegates, for making this conference come to life, for filling it with both rigorous, constructive debate and laughter, whether in the committees, the dinners, the boat trip, the official party, or just at the riverbank. So often, we wait for life's big moments to come by, but we never realize that life is actually the small moments between the sessions, the laughter, and the fun we have in all of our committees. I hope this conference will be as memorable to you as it is to me, and that we can see you in many years to come. There's also one group of students who I want to thank on a more personal note. This year's BIMUN is especially close to our hearts, since it is the last one for many people. The BIMUNs of the past 4 years have shaped and influenced a wonderful group of 12th grade organizers, especially in the professional team. I am truly amazed, and I think it's truly magical, how in the beginnings of our Model UN careers as delegates, we were so shaped by this conference, and now we stand up here at the podiums and on the stage, and we are the ones who are shaping the conference itself. So to all the 12th grade organizers, we would like to thank your tireless work and dedication. BIMUN would truly not be the same without you. Your legacy will be protected, and we hope to see you back in the conferences to come. Before we close this year's conference, we still have a really special closing ceremony prepared for all of you, so enjoy.
Thank you, Her Excellency, for your inspiring and thoughtful address.
And so now, I'd like to introduce you to someone who has been working tirelessly throughout this past year, even though you haven't really seen them, I think, in this past few days. However, I would like to introduce you to the project manager, Ms. Sonia Papik to come on stage and deliver their speech.
Dear Secretary General, President of the General Assembly, chairs, delegates, organizers, hardworking staff, ladies and gentlemen. I was about 10 years old when I first heard about BIMUN, and I never would have imagined that one day I would be standing here delivering a speech at the closing ceremony during the final moments of the conference. Yet, 7 years later, I have the great honor of serving as a project manager of BIMUN 2025 and of expressing my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have worked tirelessly throughout the year, putting their hearts and souls into making this conference a reality. This year, over 600 students participated in the conference, making this the largest BIMUN we have ever organized. 40 exceptional students have been working since September to make these 6 days possible. I would like to begin by thanking our organizer team for their year-long dedication. First and foremost, let me say thank you to our outstanding heads of staff, whom you probably only saw rushing from one room to another, handling a team of over 70 people with remarkable professionalism, without whom this conference would not have been possible. Secondly, I thank the phenomenal leaders of the supervisor team who were always on standby and handled unexpected issues and changes with incredible flexibility. Furthermore, I would like to express my gratitude to our exceptional heads of housing and the host families who have taken care of every delegate by providing a safe and welcoming home-like environment throughout the 6 days. I must also thank our amazing head of media, heads of video, the social media team, and the entire media crew for capturing every moment of the conference, preserving its memories for years to come. A special thank you goes to the press team for producing a wide range of high-quality thematic articles throughout the event. I am also deeply thankful to every member of the creative team who designed this year's beautiful conference branding. My sincere appreciation goes to the 3 unforgettable conference managers, thanks to whom delegates could enjoy a variety of social programs. Additionally, I would like to mention the wonderful external relations officers who responded tirelessly to each incoming emails, and our sponsorship manager whose efforts opened new opportunities for the conference. I cannot leave out our remarkable IT managers, whose development of the BIMUN app and constant availability contributed greatly to the smooth execution of the event. I extend my thanks to the professional team for ensuring the high quality of the debates and the positive atmosphere during the sessions. Moreover, I am profoundly grateful to my incredible deputy project manager, Ms. Mira Schleicher-Nagy, who often understood my thoughts without a single word and whom I could rely on at every moment. I would also like to thank Ms. Tünde Holik and Ms. Valeria Eszes, the responsible teacher and staff assistant of the conference, for their trust and support throughout the year, as well as Mr. András Kampos, the headmaster of Eötvös Secondary School, for providing the opportunity for this conference to take place. And last, but certainly not least, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Secretary General, Her Excellency Ms. Tian Kim Tran, for the friendship we have built and for the incredible work she has carried out throughout the entire year. As we now approach the final moments of BIMUN 2025, allow me to share the moment when I first realized that this miracle we had worked on for so long had truly come to life. On day 0, during a brief break, I ran up to the school gymnasium where the volleyball matches were already in progress. I stopped in the middle of the room and looked around. In that moment,
as I saw people from different countries playing together, dancing to the music coming from the speakers, smiling, and chatting with strangers as if they had known each other forever, I was truly moved. It was in that very moment I felt that something has begun, something that only those who have been here at BIMUN can truly understand. I sincerely hope that each and every one of you experienced at least one such moment during this conference, one in which you truly felt the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Her Excellency, for your insightful words. Following that, we extend the invitation to His Excellency Mr. Miklós Kovács, the head of the crisis team, whose guidance has been utmost valuable throughout the conference. His Excellency, please share your reflections with us.
Honorable Secretary General, Honorable Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Presidents of the General Assembly, Honorable Head of the Crisis Team and Member of the Crisis Team, Honorable Organizers, dear fellow delegates, all MUN directors, responsible teachers, and very, very hardworking staff. First of all, I would like to start by saying that I'm speechless. Well, I didn't really exactly write a speech because I wanted to speak to you from the bottom of my heart. This is how much this conference is of value, of course. It's been amazing these past few days, seeing all of you work on these crises, whether those may be mini crises or the main crisis. You have been very, very hardworking, and dear delegates, we would like to applaud all of your work that you have done in the past few days, putting in so much effort into your operative clauses, your amendments, points of information, speeches, rights of reply, and so on and so forth. It's been special. It's been very, very special, I believe. By far, of course, this is stated on every single conference, but I think this truly has been the best BIMUN so far, because you delegates have made it so memorable. When we started working on the crisis, there was a lot of things to do. There were a lot of things to do, and yet we didn't know exactly where to start, how to start, but we got into the flow and made it possible really quickly, for which I would like to thank our dear members of the crisis team. Without you, this all wouldn't have been possible. When we wrote the crisis and the entire conference started, I was very anxious. Will the delegates like the crisis? Is it good enough? And seeing as it has been much more contentful than last year, for instance, I was a bit worried that it might be a bit too overwhelming. But you delegates have shown expertise beyond any sort of imagination. We could see that you work so tirelessly and so efficiently on these crises that my hat's off to you, really. And now, this is my third head of the crisis team, and this is my last year. It's very hard to say goodbye, and it's very hard to think about the fact that after this closing ceremony, the entirety of BIMUN probably, unless I'll be able to come back, is going to come to an end. But we've shared so many memories, not only on this year, but on past years as well, and all of the organizers and all of the delegates, thank you so much for this. I cannot thank you enough for all of this. And of course, now you might be wondering, what now that the conference has ended? Where to go? What is next? Well, delegates, of course, first of all, I would like to state that these experiences shape us. And in the long term, these experiences make us the amazing people who we will become in the coming decades, or definitely the coming years, when you will still be doing MUN. And another thing I would like to state, that when you leave this amazing venue, and when you leave this conference, please remember that this conference will remember you as well. You have made this conference possible, and your legacy will be echoed in these rooms and in the rooms of our school for years to come, at least, for sure. This conference will remember you, we will all remember you, and of course you will all remember each other. But as of now, let us commence with the closing ceremony. You've been working tirelessly on the crisis, and you've done very, very contentful things, so thank you so much for all of that. I yield the floor back to the presidency.
Thank you, His Excellency, for your unique words. Now we turn to the committees. Each committee chair is invited to come to the floor individually and announce the awards presented by their respective committees. First, please welcome the chairs of DISEC. Please step here and present your awards to the public.
Welcome, everyone. Unfortunately, my co-chair, Gabriele, he had to leave early to catch his flight, so he cannot be here with us today, but we still have our lovely rapporteur. DISEC is classified as a beginner committee, but the dedication and enthusiasm of the delegates certainly cannot be classified as that. They were prepared, asked many POIs and sent in many, many amendments. Sometimes they were so wrapped up in the debate that they didn't even want to hold a break. We had funny guest speakers, declaration of wars, and exceptional dancers as well. We also cannot forget about the witty remarks such as the Chow Sinasi and Kim Jin-jung. But, of course, there were a few delegates who have shown extraordinary talent and skill. I know that chairs always say that they have a hard time deciding on awards, but this committee was especially challenging. We have spent a whole afternoon deciding on the awards, and we would have loved to give up more than we can. So, congratulations to everyone. Regardless of the prizes, you were truly amazing. So, starting with the honorable mentions, there were 2 delegates who fought their way to winning this award, even at the very last minute of the debate yesterday. I'm honored to give this award to the delegates of Argentina and Malaysia. Thank you. Thank you.
Please stay on the stage.
Please stay on the podium.
Thank you.
Moving up with the outstanding delegates. One of them started to impress us from their exceptional position paper and carried this on with the quality of their amendments and speeches. Whilst the other one started slowly, their constant improvement and hard work made them able to represent a rather difficult country very well. I am talking about the delegates of the UK and Brunei. And lastly, there was one delegate who never stopped participating in the debate, whether it was early in the morning or late in the afternoon. They managed to impress the whole committee with their sometimes controversial amendments and heated speeches. I'm proud to give the Best Delegate Award of DISEC at BIMUN 2025 to the delegate of the DPRK. So the delegate of the DPRK also had to leave early, but we will make sure to deliver his award to him. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we would like to call up the UNEP chairs to come here and present the awards.
So, we would like to start by saying a few words of our committee. Despite being a beginner committee, our delegates participated actively in the debate, asking many POIs and delivering dynamic speeches. While being professional, we also had fun moments with our delegates with the gossip box and the punishments, so we loved every moment we spent with each of you.
So now we will continue with the awards. It was a very difficult decision and we are extremely proud of every one of you. The first honorable mention goes to a delegate whose amazing composer talent was discovered during the conference. He was also very confident and was not afraid to call out other delegates on their mistakes. Unfortunately, he could not attend the closing ceremony, but please give a round of applause to the delegate of Greece.
The second honorable mention will go to a delegate who was dressed in their country's colors at all times and who always received the motion to move into a Q&A session where she stood her ground very well. Please, the delegate of the USA, join us.
So then, our first outstanding delegate was someone who was like a ray of sunshine. She was always full of energy and kindness. She always cheered everyone up and participated actively on the debate. Please welcome the delegate of Australia.
So the second outstanding delegate award goes to a delegate who gave the best possible answers to every question she was asked and who always wrote excellent operative clauses while asking the best BOIs. Please welcome the delegate of the Russian Federation.
And last but not least, the Best Delegate Award goes to someone for whom this was their very first Amiens experience. They handled everything with great professionalism, while also being very kind, polite, and respectful. The quality of their speeches was admirable and exceptional. Congratulations to the delegate of
Argentina.
Thank you very much. Now we would like to ask the Commission on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space and their chairs to approach the stage and deliver their awards.
We were impressed by our committee from day one, when almost every single delegate gave an opening speech, despite this being a beginner committee.
And not only was our committee filled with incredibly talented delegates, but they were also so fun and kind, which made our experiences of being a reporter and chairs so fun.
Yes, delegates, we are very, very grateful for you for making this experience so amazing for us. It has been an amazing experience. I would also like to thank my co-chair and my reporter for supporting me. And shout out to all the delegates. So, like, even if you didn't get an award, we are so proud of each and every one of you. So we kind of got a little tired for the last day, so this is all we prepared as like a general speech. But let us get to the awards, because that's why all of you are here.
Our first award goes to the delegate of Japan, who was adored by the committee, especially in the gossip box, and formed a brilliant friendship with the delegate of Luxembourg. He really impressed us with his lyrical speeches, reminding us that we should not let the stains of the earth be written into the stars, and had a great impact on forming our final resolution. Yes. So, Japan, come up.
You introduce the next one. Okay, good. We kind of mixed up the order now, but who cares?
So our second honorable mention goes to a delegate who submitted sensational amendments and managed to ask really creative POIs. We were really amazed by the quality of his speeches and also his points. He formed a great bond with the United States of America, which we were amazed by as well. And his contributions remained to be constantly valuable. So we are excited to announce our second honorable mention goes to the People's Republic of China.
Our first award for Outstanding Delegate goes to a delegate who, while his contributions maybe weren't as frequent as the others, they were always consistently sensational. He was incredibly knowledgeable about not only his own stance, but also the stance of his fellow delegates, and an incredible public speaker who consistently impressed us. The delegate in question is Australia. Should I hold the phone?
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations.
Our second Outstanding Delegate Award goes to one of our most passionate delegates. She knew the ROP like the back of her hand, and she was never afraid of raising points. She was never afraid also of speaking out. She also spoke a lot at the General Assembly. This is the delegate of India. We hope she's here. Okay, thank you. She was sitting upstairs, so we're gonna wait for her because we adore her so much.
Yes. She's coming.
Also, shout out for the flag. It's really cool.
And finally, our Best Delegate Award goes to one of our most consistent delegates who never failed to follow policy, even despite the sleepy atmosphere on the last afternoon. He had also had one of the most creative amendments we've seen in a long time.
It was about releasing aliens from Area 51. So this delegate was never afraid to speak out loud. There was even a point of personal privilege raised for him to lower his voice. I guess there's a first time for everything. His professionalism has earned our respect. The Best Delegate Award goes to USA! 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 Woo!
Oh, professionalism, okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you again to all of our delegates in Kopish. You made our experience this year so, so wonderful, and we're eternally grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can leave. You can leave. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Absolutely amazing.
So now we'd like to invite the Social, Humanitarian and Cultural Committees chairs to join us on stage.
Welcome everyone. First, I'd like to thank you all for being here. And delegates, you were absolutely amazing. Your ideas were really thoughtful during the fruitful debates. And the energy you brought into the room, it didn't feel like a beginner committee at all. You filled the room with laughter and joy, especially during Iran's punishments. I'm truly grateful for everything you contributed, and you should be really proud of yourselves because you did an incredible job.
Going into the awards, our first honorable mention is a delegate who has always remained true to their policy, spoke out about the most important issues, and asked amazing POIs. Despite being 1.5 days and 3 minutes late, our first honorable mention is the delegate of the Russian Federation.
The second honorable mention is a purposeful delegate. She had delightful and gracious ideas, and she's really impressively diplomatic. It goes to Mexico.
moving forward with the outstanding delegates, our first one has delivered the most breathtaking of speeches from the very first moment. She was the first one to deliver her opening speech, but she did it with confidence and determination to represent her nation accurately. Our first outstanding delegate is the delegate of Argentina.
The other outstanding delegate is the sweetest girl in the world. However, she had really evil points of information. She contributed really well during the debates, and she just did an excellent job. So, UK, please come.
Last, but definitely not least, the best delegate of the Stockholm Committee of BIMUN 2025 is a delegate who, despite the challenges posed by other members of the committee, has represented their policy extremely well. They have proved their proficiency in convincing their fellow delegates, as they have passed many amendments to the resolution, including the regret of the Chinese Exclusion Act. The best delegate of our amazing committee is the delegate of the PRC.
Thank you very much. You can leave the floor. As a main advocator for feminism, it is of utmost pleasure to give the floor to the Commission on the Status of Women Chairs to give out the awards. Abel Csűrös and Lili Jónyer, please come out.
Dear delegates, chairs, guests, and staff, first we would like to thank all of you in the committee members for providing us a great debate and experience with your activeness and joy. We all hope that you will return home with the nicest memories and all the fun that we had.
Thank you. I can only support this message. I would just quickly like to highlight what we were talking about in the CSW community in the past few days, because it's such a pressing issue, which is none other than the security of women in the cyberspace. In the past few days, we tried to make regulations regarding online platform providers in order that we can stop women being harassed online, which proved to be a pretty important issue, as it brought together nations that otherwise probably wouldn't have even talked to each other, which is highlighted by the fact that a resolution was submitted by Iran, PRC, America, and Russia. Also, from this stand, we would like to thank all of our great guests. We had the privilege to share our committee with some of the greatest feminists of the 21st century, such as Bashar al-Assad. We had Andrew Tate, and none other than the greatest performer artist of all time, Taylor Swift. So thank you to all of them. But without wasting any more of your precious time, we will get to the awards.
Yes, we must add also that we had a really hard time deciding on the awards. However, we suggest all the delegates that you were really great, and we hope that you will continue like that this way. So first, we will start with the honorable mention. We must know that he was the most active delegate in the whole committee. Whenever he heard the word POI, he always raised his placards high, and when he had the chance, he always held a speech. So our first honorable mention is Japan.
Thank you. Moving on to the second honorable mention, this delegate was very, very accurate with her policy. She had the strongest POIs, she was always very quick on her feet, and her comebacks were also really, really sharp. She didn't submit much amendments or operative clauses, but those that she did submit, she had amazing speeches on. So please give a huge round of applause to the delegate of the People's Republic of China.
So moving on to the outstanding delegates. Our first outstanding delegate was also really organized with her speech and her amendments. She submitted quite a lot of them, and yes, we encourage you to continue with your performance. It was really nice to see you evolve. So the first outstanding delegate is the delegate of Australia.
Thank you, thank you. And with that, we are nearing the last two awards. Firstly, the second outstanding award. This wasn't an easy task to give out, but we decided that we would give this award to the nation who had the most memorable speeches, probably due to the fact that he emphasized the most random words in his sentence, and also thanks to the fact that when he finished his speeches, the podium was almost 2 meters away from where he began his speeches at. He was also the main submitter in this committee. His resolution was the one that gained the most confidence from his peers. So please join us and give a huge round of applause to the delegate of the Russian Federation.
So last but not least, our best delegate had, without question, the strongest POI and the most operative clauses submitted. She we must add that she had the nicest heels and the cleanest speeches. So the best delegate goes to the USA.
Thank you very much. Now we would like to ask the Commission on the Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice chairs to introduce their awards.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. So chairing this year's CCPCJ was a really special experience. Thank you. Hi. Okay. So chairing CCPCJ this year was really a special experience for us, as this was the first time that we had this committee at BIMUN. And I'm safe to say that we are really proud that we were a part of it and thankful for the organizers for making it possible.
Now, to proceed with the honorable mentions of our committee, first of all, we have a delegate that was always active, held countless speeches, and submitted many amendments, even in the General Assembly, where I would like to welcome Delegate of Argentina. Now, for the second honorable mention, we have a delegate that had to represent a country with a particularly difficult policy, and that should have more faith in themselves when it comes to answering POIs and rights of reply. I would like to welcome to the stage Delegate of the United States.
With that, we are moving on to our outstanding delegates. One of them was a main submitter who was not afraid to engage everyone and basically have really spot-on POIs and always stay on her policy. Everyone, please give a round of applause to the delegate of the United Kingdom. The other outstanding delegate of our committee was always spot on with his policy, had many right of replies as he was the delegate of quite a controversial country, and made memorable this experience for us as he made some really fun punishments possible. Everyone please welcome the delegate of the PRC.
Last but not least, the Best Delegate Award. These delegates, ever since they first opened their mouth, we know that they were a great contender for the best. We asked them even numerous times to not make speeches out of their answers and POIs. And this delegate also had the funniest amendment regarding penguin recognition rights in the UN. So, without further ado, the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Mexico. Thank you, guys.
So now, please welcome on the stage the chairs of the Economic and Social Council.
Right. Hello everyone and welcome. To start off, I would like to thank the organizers and the professional team who managed to organize such a successful conference on an international scale. I was truly impressed with how well organized the conference was and how well they made everything run so smoothly. Throughout this conference, we had the delightful chance to interact with multiple cultures, from learning Italian curses to Turkish hand gestures to similarities between Romanian and Hungarian cuisines. And speaking for international participants, I would like to express my gratitude to my co-president, Masha, who came all the way from Norway to attend BIMUN. I thoroughly enjoyed chairing alongside her and getting to know the person behind the excellent work that she was putting forward, even while having a cold and barely having a voice. With that, I would like to yield the floor to her.
Thank you so much. The person who I was 3 years ago when I came to BIMUN for the first time as a delegate could have never imagined that I would be standing here as a chair at a conference that I can confidently call my favorite. And it is surely my favorite because of the people. Because every year I come here and leave with lifelong friends. And this year is no difference. Especially my co-chair, Salva, with whom I was so blessed to interact this year. She always greeted me with the warmest smile and altogether brought the most amazing energy to the debate and outside of it. I could not ask for a better co-chair. Together with Shara, our trio girl-bossed ECOSOC, and of course, our delegates, who always lit up the room with their passion and energy from their hard work on the difficult topic of government bonds, raising up other committees, and of course, the romantic Titanic singing and professional yoga. Our committee proved we are the best. And with that, we would like to present our absolutely best delegates with the awards. Starting with the first honorable mention. This delegate was often referred to as the yapper of the committee. However, this yap truly impressed us and often left other delegates absolutely speechless. This delegate made great contributions to the debate and never went off policy, which were both important aspects to us. It is with great honor that we present this honorable mention to the delegate of China.
Now, for the second honorable mention, I would like to congratulate this delegate for accurately representing their policy and coming up with solutions that ensured the interests of all member states of ECOSOC. This delegate had always came up with solutions outside of the box, such as when he suggested forwarding a clause out of our mandate to the Crisis Security Council. Everyone, please do applaud the delegates of Syria.
Next, to the Outstanding Delegate Awards. Master of Rules of Procedure, Most Polite Speaker, and of course, Grammar Police. Those are the words I would use to describe this delegate. I'm sure I speak on the behalf of the whole committee when I say that being in a debate with this person has been a true pleasure. This delegate's professionalism, despite a very young age, is so inspiring, and I'm sure he will achieve great things in the future. Delegate of the UK, this award is yours.
As for the first outstanding delegate, they exhibited an outstanding dedication and participation for the sessions. They were aware of their country's economic policy and history as well, and drafted an excellent position paper as well as a working paper. And while managing to convince their fellow delegates to agree with the solutions. So everyone, please do welcome to the stage the delegates of Argentina.
And now to the most awaited award, Best Delegate. There's truly so much to say about this person. From her on-point, legally blonde coded outfits to her terrifyingly realistic drawings of her country's leader, she never failed to stand out. More importantly, though, it is the fact that she has submitted almost 20 amendments, made incredibly professional speeches, and never failed to follow a rather challenging country policy. This delegate stood out due to her professionalism, brightness, and passion, leaving us confident that she deserves this award. Delegate of Russia.
And with that, we'd like to yield the floor back.
Thank you very much. Now we would like to call the CST chairs to the floor. Please come.
Dear everyone, it is our pleasure to announce the awards in the Commission on Science and Technology for Development. Before we start, I would like to start with giving a little introduction to our committee. We had 3 working papers and over 100 amendments. It was amazing to see the great improvement of each and every delegate, as well as the development of an excellent and supportive community.
As we come to the end of this amazing conference, it is with great pleasure that I announce the recipients of the honorable mentions. So, the first honorable mention goes to a delegate who always made sure to ask provocative questions, but also at the same time added constructive operative clauses to move the debate forward. The first honorable mention goes to the delegate of the United Arab Emirates. Congratulations. Moving on, the second honorable mention goes to the delegate. Sorry, congratulations. So, the second honorable mention goes to the delegate who was consistently active during the debates, bringing forward strong arguments, but also, at times, stabbed into the places of the chairs. The second honorable mention goes to the delegate of the United Kingdom.
I would like to continue with the announcement of the outstanding delegates. The first one will go to one of the P5 nations who became the most active during the time of crisis, the People's Republic of China. The second outstanding delegate goes to someone who could assert themselves in all situations and played a crucial role in shaping our resolution, our main submitter, the delegate of the United Mexican States.
Thank you. So last but not least, the best delegate award goes to a delegate whose improvement was incomparable during these past 5 days and who had very good POIs and really good questions and also really good speeches. Thank you for everything. The delegate of the United States of America.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please yield the floor back. Now I would like to introduce the SPECPO committee and their respective chairs.
It is our pleasure to announce the awards of this year's BIMUN Special Political and Decolonization Committee, and we hope these past couple of days were as memorable for you delegates as they were for us as your chairs. It has been an honor to see you guys debating and evolving throughout this conference. Your creativity and contribution truly made us a fun and unique committee, so thank you for that.
I would also like to thank the people I shared my chairing table with. They were amazing. They had a lot of patience with me. They had a lot of patience with the committee. But overall, it was great. We were blown away by some delegates. And to be honest, we couldn't decide who to give the prizes to. You hear this at every conference, but it was really, really hard.
And now we would like to move on to the awards. So our first honorable mention goes to a delegate who showed great stability representing their country's policy while staying incredibly professional. So the first honorable mention goes to the delegate of Japan.
All right. Up next, we had a delegate that also, please excuse me for being severely underdressed for this occasion, but moving on. Up next, we had a delegate that at first wasn't that active, didn't raise many POIs, but by the second day, they were blowing us away, quite literally, with the power of their speeches. So, without further ado, please clap for the delegate of the Republic of Indonesia.
All right,
The first Outstanding Delegate Award goes to someone who delivered one of the top 10 greatest performances of all time, representing the country of Russia.
All right, up next we had a delegate who spoke very slowly, a delegate who tested our patience, sometimes with the points of information, a delegate with a very interesting pin on their costume. Please clap for the president that speaks like the former Romanian president, delegate of China.
So for our best delegate, we chose a delegate that was always very active.
A delegate that was always going against his committee.
Sent in an impressive amount of amendments. The delegate of USA.
With, at the discretion of the board and with after a lot of begging, we would also like you guys to please clap for the delegate of Palestine. Palestine, please stand up. This is an official shout out for the delegate of Palestine. Quite possibly the most peaceful person in this country.
Thank you, you may yield the floor back.
The floor is yielded.
So with that, please welcome on stage the president of the Security Council.
Honorable Presidents of the General Assembly, esteemed Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General, esteemed and hardworking staff and fellow chairs, delegates, and MUN directors and guests. First of all, allow me to thank the organizers for creating this wonderful conference, and I'm very honored to have been invited to chair at BIMUN 2025 as well. And as the presidents of the Security Council, I believe I can speak on behalf of both of us that we expected a committee full of devoted delegates. And we got what we wanted and perhaps even a little more, as our committee was full of the most active MUNers of all time. And what we did not expect, however, was the opening speeches and the length of it, as it lasted for more than 5 hours, I believe. But every single speech was exceptional, so it was worth it. What I would like to add is that despite having to use the gavel 1,000,000 times to silence the committee, the professionalism can never disappear. And I'm also glad to mention that we never once had to say, delegates be active. Instead, what is going to be stuck in my head for a while is that is not in order due to time constraints. And apologies for that. And although I could speak for an hour about our committee, allow me to yield the floor to my fellow co-president.
So as we tried to keep the debate professional, we did not forget about fun. And we have undiscovered talents in this committee from excellent singers to amazing dancers. There are talents in this committee. We had jokes, we had fun, from the USA's Trump impression to many romances between delegates in the committee. And this made the conference so much enjoyable. And we had a really diverse debate and diverse community in our committee, since we had delegates ranging from Egypt to France. And I believe that we managed to build a community that is apart from debate, one of the main aims of such conferences. And we would like to thank the delegates for cooperating in our mission. But I think we will move on to our first of our honorable mention is a delegate whose colorful personality and constant jokes throughout the conference made the atmosphere of the debate and the whole committee unbelievably calm. And we would like the delegate of the USA to approach the podium.
About our next honorable mention, this delegate, I believe we knew from the first moment they held an opening speech and responded without pausing for a second to the point of information that they should receive an award. And she was not only professional and active, but has the sweetest soul on earth. Allow me to call upon the delegate of Germany to approach the stage.
All right, our first outstanding delegate is a delegate who, despite being a bit sleepy today, during the conference with his operative clauses and POIs did really much contribute to the flow of the debate and added so much value to the work of the Security Council. Therefore, we would like to call upon the stage the delegate of France, in case he's here. Oh, they're not. Well, but we congratulate to him.
When we were discussing the next delegate, what we were going to say about him is that they have a charming appearance, they have eloquent speeches, funny but professional at the same time, and this person may have been punished more than anyone else in the committee simply because of their personality and because they could lighten the mood, but they were very much contributing to the debates. Please, we would like to ask the delegate of China to approach the stage.
Well, and the moment that we've all been waiting for, our best delegate. This delegate sometimes may scare us. However, his commitment to the MUN is outstanding and exemplary for all of the delegates. His preparation to this conference was more than impressive, in which his determination was reflected. So we would like to call the delegate of India to approach the chairs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We would also like to call out the chairs of the VHO committee. Please present the awards.
Dear everyone, we would like to keep this short, so we only got a little to say about all of our delegates, even though they deserve the world.
First off, I would like to say, both in the names of me and my co-chair, how enjoyable this conference was, and we would like to thank all of the delegates in our committee for making it such a memorable experience.
A quick highlight of the conference in general in the WHO. We got 351 amendments, which is crazy even for me. And we got nearly as many, 300 plus gossips, which I really, really enjoyed.
And just to point out the irony, in the World Health Organization, almost everybody was sick for the entirety of the conference.
The past 4 or 5 days went by really quickly, but you know what they say. When people enjoy themselves, time flies. So first, we would like to give the honorable mentions to 2 of our delegates.
The delegates who received these awards were both hardworking and represented their governments to the best of their capabilities. So, delegates of Japan
and the UK. The 2 outstanding delegates of our committee were always attentionate and active, enhancing both the disputes and the rest of the conference with their incredible inputs. So please give it up for the PRC and the USA.
To be a best delegate, one needs to give his or her utmost in any situation they get put into. They need to be on top of the debate and need to be able to answer any POIs or offending speeches, and the number of their amendments must match the quality of them as well. So, without further ado, we would like to give the Best Delegate Award to Mexico! Congrats.
Ne felejtsd ki a tanulségeket, légy szíves. Jó, jó.
Okay, so that's it. Who should I give this to? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Chairs of the HRC, please come to the floor.
Hello, everyone. So, in the HRC, we didn't discuss rights as much as we probably should have, except for taking some rights away from the delegates, of course. And our sessions did have a tendency to turn into utter chaos, but I do believe that we were the most entertaining committee. And we also got a resolution out of these 4 days, though maybe it's just 1 page long, but whatever. And I just want to thank all of our delegates because they were wonderful, they were intelligent, they were compassionate and funny, and someone hidden in the gossip box was even a wonderful poet. So thank you everyone for your attitude, and I believe this was the most wonderful last BIMUN that we could have wished for.
Thank you, I couldn't agree more with my co-chair. We've had a lot of fun over these few years. Everyone was really, really impressive, and everyone wanted to speak constantly. They said speeches with such intrigue that it was really, really enjoyable, not to mention the gossips, dancing the alphabet, or even watching Pingu. We really, really enjoyed this committee, and we're proud to be the chairs of this committee at our last BIMUN.
And now we would like to hand out the awards. So our first honorable mention had the best amendments, and they were surprisingly about human rights. They kept very nicely to their policy, and they were on topic, and they always had their placard high for the points of informations. The delegates of Lebanon. For our second honorable mention, this delegate was definitely the most active delegate, and she was the most consistent in her performance. She also always, for everything, had her placard up, and she is, let's admit, very strong-willed. She submitted over 50 out of our 120 amendments. Let's give it up for the delegate of Argentina.
Next up, our outstanding delegates. First of all, this delegate had very, very inspiring speeches, amazing operative clauses, and were always focused and ready to pounce on any delegate. Without further ado, the next outstanding delegate is the People's Republic of China. Now, with the first two delegates, we had a really, really big problem deciding, but we have come to our conclusion. This delegate, who will receive the other Outstanding Delegate Award, I have had the pleasure to get to know this delegate personally as well, not to mention going up against him last year as well. Even though their country wasn't the most important, they managed to speak and stay active with an inhumane amount of knowledge about the topic and the policy. This nation is none other than Japan.
And for our best delegate, sadly, this delegate had to leave as they had a plane to catch. But she was the most on point, the most quality over quantity delegate that we could have. She had probably the nicest style towards the other delegates, although her country is quite aggressive in the crisis, the delegate of Brazil.
Thank you, HRC. You may yield the floor back. And now we invite the chairs of the Counterterrorism Committee to join us on stage.
Well, hello everyone. We at the CTC had our share of crises as well. As apart from the crises set by the professional team, we would like to thank for their restless work and also the participation of Mr. Terrorist Guy in our debates, which definitely lightened up the mood and contributed to a very fruitful debate.
Thank you. I've actually been to the Counterterrorism Committee numerous times, and let me just say this year's was a bit different. The admittedly very difficult and multifaceted crisis caused delegates to become quite divided and individualistic. There wasn't a lot of alliances or lobbying, but nevertheless the debate proved to be quite enjoyable for both us and hopefully them as well.
And as chairs, we would like to thank all delegates and the organizers of BIMUN as well for the chance for us to work with such professional delegates, and we were absolutely happy with your performance. Now to the awards.
Thank you. So the first delegate is what I would like to call a lone wolf. He didn't have much support from the other delegates, but he made himself relevant time and time again. He was very consistent and punctual, and overall for being, again, quite alone in the committee, he had a very good performance, and we'd like to welcome on the stage the delegate of Panama.
The next delegate, the next honorable mention goes to a delegate who fiercely protected their country's policy and also had raised a fair share of right of replies, so many times indeed that her sombrero almost fell off. Please welcome the delegate of Mexico.
Okay, the first Outstanding Delegate Award goes to a delegate who was sometimes a bit unserious, but they were serious in their unseriousness. They had great character, they were consistent, and they probably shaped the resolution according to their own country policy the most out of any delegates and in the most notable way. So therefore, the first Outstanding Delegate Award goes to the People's Republic of China.
Our next Outstanding Delegate Award goes to a delegate who was one of the most diplomatic members of our committee. They formed so baroque sentences that we have to often continue the debate by making permanent and severe dents in the table. Please welcome the delegate of the United Kingdom.
Last but not least, the delegate who never ceased to entertain us with their quotes from famous authors or politicians. But that's not the reason why we're giving him Best Delegate. It's more for his immaculate professionalism and their consistency and their contribution to the resolution, which was very good. And admittedly, they're also an impeccable public speaker. And therefore, it shall be no surprise that the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Argentina. That's it. We yield the floor back.
Thank you very much for the CDs. Now I would like to introduce, thank you for the applause. Now I would like to introduce very special people to the floor, namely the ex-presidents of the General Assembly, my great role models, the Crisis Security Council chairs.
So firstly, I would like to express my greatest thank you for all the organizers and all the teachers that have helped us organizing this event. And most precisely, not just because this was a very beautiful event for us, my third BIMUN in a row, but most explicitly because I believe that we have been given an event and an experience that we can take away with us when we finish our high school career at this school this year. So I would like to thank every single one of you for that as well.
I think in my, 5 years of Model UN, I did not see a committee that was such a try-hard and such a sweaty committee as the Crisis Security Council this year. It was really a wonderful committee to be chairing in. I believe that any delegate that was represented in the Crisis Security Council would be able to win the Best Delegate Award in any other committee. We had great talents, great potential in all around the globe represented in the Crisis Security Council. And besides lots of clothing, there were gavels, there were gavel pads, there were water bottles broken, and a lot of delegates engaging in romantic relationships throughout the crisis. But at the very end, we had the opportunity to solve the crisis with 8 operative clauses that were passed out of, I would say, 95. We had more than 200 amendments submitted, and we had over 400 gossips that were sent into the gossip box. So it was truly a wonderful committee, and thank you guys for having us. And now we'll move on to the awards.
And I would like to give the first honorable mention to a delegate who has not spoken that much, but was always very, very much precise. And I believe that regarding policy, their only mistake was wearing a MAGA hat at the opening ceremony. So the delegate of the Land of the Free, please hop onto the stage. And our second honorable mention goes to a delegate who has also represented their country well, had a fair share in the crisis, yet because of their country's size, they couldn't have that much amendments passed, and always was very, very angry when the P5 nations vetoed them. Our friend Panama, please come out.
And now we'll move on to the Outstanding Awards. The first delegate that will get the Outstanding Award in this year's Crisis Security Council is the definition of quality over quantity. This delegate, out of the 8 operative clauses that we have successfully submitted or actually accepted in the past 4 days, 4 of those came from the same delegate. The delegate was especially wonderful, convincing the P5 nations not to veto and convincing each and every delegate to work together for the common cause. So, Delegate of Norway, you are the outstanding delegate.
and deciding between the best and the before the best is always a very hard job, and this time it was the same. So we were like debating for a little time, but at the end we settled on a delegate who has basically taken over the role of superpowers and has taken over the world leader position, has always told what we should do, and has vetoed every single amendment or operative clause that they didn't like. So I would like to ask the delegate of the United Kingdom to come out to the stage.
And now, although I know that the 12 other committees have already said this, but it was truly extremely hard to decide who's going to get the Best Delegate Award. We have decided that the nation that is going to get this award is a nation that was able to represent and work and fight for their people throughout the whole conference. There was not a single hour when this delegate was not active. There was not a single day where this delegate was not pouring his heart out on the committees and on the podium. And this delegate was truly somebody who could fight for the lives of Mexico. So Mexico. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The chairs have honestly given their best to deliver these speeches, but now it is the time to honor the backbone of BIMUN 2025. So if you're an organizer and if you hear your name, then please come out to the stage.
First, we would like to ask project manager Sonia Papik to come to the stage. Secondly, I would like to ask Deputy Project Manager Mira Schleicher-Nagy to come to the stage. Thirdly, sponsorship managers Aaron Kompalti and Marcel Pagan. Fourthly, conference managers Janka Németh and Lili Kutyánszky. And Lili Jónyár, I'm so sorry, so sorry. Followed by the head of the supervisory board, Emma Horváth and Lili Wiederman. Now, the head of housing, Zoe Zuka and Nata Balatoni. The head of press, Réka Ferdinandi. The head of staff, Andris Novák and Alice Ökördi. The head of media, Márton Molnár. The head of video, András Ágoston, Szabolcs Détári, Marcel Gátos, and Máté Nagy Szakonyi. The creative director, Péter Gersner. The creative managers, Sonja Foll, Gergő harangozó, and Borka Szabó farkas. The social media director, Dalma Karsai. The social media managers, Dorottya Farkas, Sára Nagy, and Laura Hajnal.
And so now we'll be moving on to the professional team, starting with the external relations officers, Bálint Áron, Caku, Anna, and Létuan.
Now the crisis team, Szilágyi Márton, Molnár Ivet, and Kovács Miklós. Now I would like to ask my beautiful co-PGA, Áron Talosi, who is already here with me.
Now, Rosa Szalai, the President of the General Assembly. Followed by Ms. Petra Sipos, the Deputy Secretary General.
And last but not least, from the students team, Ms. Trinh Kim Tran, our beautiful Secretary General.
And I would also like to welcome on stage the teachers who have helped us make this wonderful conference happen, Ms. Tünde Holik and Ms. Valeria Eszes.
We offer our deepest gratitude to each organizer for your tireless work and commitment to making this conference a success. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please yield the floor back. We now invite you to watch our closing video so you can recapture every wonderful experience throughout this conference. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Magic is real. To use it, you need only your mind. Oh, yeah, you can think it. Whoa, but you gotta watch it, 'cause it might happen. It's some kind of magic. You can complicate it. I don't really know, I'm trying to figure out. I can't quite explain it. Let me bleed, let me sweat, let me scream, Yeah, I wanna feel the heat. I'm gonna break the curse. Listen to me first. Don't jinx it. Let me work. Magic. Yeah, let me work. Magic. I'm gonna break the curse. Magic. I wanna feel the heat. And I wanna make it hurt. Yeah, let me work.
Tomorrow's going to be absolutely perfect. I'm very well prepared. Mind you, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I've been here for a day. Like, I've been here for a day.
I was sitting in a field of pine trees, coaxing the words from the earth and the dirt. I sort of mused, but the words just wouldn't come. It's been a while since I saw you at New Year, holding your breath, your eyes upon the second hand. The way you looked is still vivid to me. You're something out of a dream, messing with my head. And I've been looking for you. Are you hiding? 'Cause I like the way you're calling to me. You spell upon me. You're something out of a dream. And I like it, though I fight it. It took a while for the medicine to sink in, blow out the fog and remove all the cobwebs. Now I'm clear, I can hear myself think straight. I'm on the road with my clothes in a rucksack over my shoulder, following the whispers. People ask me where I'm going in such haste, and I say, my girl's a switchblade, a bright light on the cityscape. Wherever she goes, I'm gonna chase. All this time, you and me go through the motion. All this time, waiting for it. In my mind, you can feel it as I do. All this time, waiting for it. Ocean deep in my days bed. Driftwood carrying me way back. All this time, you and me go through the motion. All this time, waiting for it. In my mind, you can feel it as I do. All this time, waiting for it.
And now, and with that, I truly thank for this amazingly heartwarming video from the head of and the team of video team. And now we have to mention and call out our amazing IT team. Please come to the stage. Ábel Nagy and Barnabás Gőz. Your work has been truly, truly amazing. You are such wonderful people.
So we talked a lot about last conferences and BIMUN, and I'd also like to join this line of organizers and chairs for whom this is probably going to be the last BIMUN. So BIMUN has been an extremely important part of my life for the past 4 years, and it has been an honor to serve as Secretary General, especially since I had the pleasure of working with such an amazing organizer team. So I'd like to thank you all for that, and I would also like to thank the delegates and the chairs for making this conference possible. It has been such a great 5 or actually 6 days. So I really hope that you were able to feel the conference, because I have most certainly did, and it does feel like a stab in the heart, but I have to finally declare the 14th session of Budapest International Model United Nations officially closed. Thank you.
Just BIMUN, 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 BIMUN.
Thank you very much. We have also received a special question from one of the organizers. She lost her jacket in the MCC room. If you have it, please contact her or just come to us or write us a message in Messenger. So,
and
yeah, thank you.
Also, just a quick remark, we have found a black laptop charger. So if everybody has lost one, please approach us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.